Entertainment World Soldier here, and I am back to talk about Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 3, and my thoughts on this episode. And my thoughts are, this was a stupid episode. There were so many mistakes, there was ridiculous plot lines, and the bad guy in this episode, and the whole reason for this person being the bad guy can be fucking proven that he didn't need to be a bad guy all along. People are just stupid now in Star Trek. They're just stupid. The simplest thing to stop something stupid from happening, and everybody just ignores it. And the disrespect for Star Trek canon. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just going to say there's a trill thing that happened in this episode, and that pissed me right off because it makes no fucking sense. This was a fucking bad episode. There is no good acting. They're again doing the bad jokes. Brooks was okay, but again he doesn't really do that much. It's mainly Burnham who's doing stuff with him, that she takes full control of the situation. And the burn. They've still not explained why you cannot use other technology in Star Trek lore to stop people from using warp drive. It still doesn't make no sense. They've still not explained that. They have still not explained why the Federation didn't just go to the Romulans and use their fucking system. And then Burnham tried to cover this by saying Starfleet tried to use multiple technologies. Then why didn't they use the singularity technology from the Romulans that is still there and would obviously not be affected by the burn? So I'm pretty much going to go into spoilers now. So the burn apparently blew up every Federation ship, unless you count all the Federation ships that have apparently survived. And then fucking Saru says the burn only blows dilithium up if a ship's at warp. Okay, you need to be clearer here, Discovery. You fucking need to be clear here. Because that doesn't make sense. Not every Federation starship would be at warp at the same time. So to say that your ship survived... I'm going too deep now, but yes. The burn still doesn't make sense. Okay? Burnham's fucking reason for the Federation not being able to fucking solve this problem still doesn't make sense. Because again, the Romulans use singularity system to power their ships. So to say Starfleet has tried multiple options is bollocks. Because we know the Federation were fucking looking at different methods, and they were all working, and they were trying to get rid of dilithium dependency. And again, and I'm going to keep mentioning the Romulans because they still have not explained why they cannot use the Romulans' fucking equipment. Fucking hell. So, the episode starts off with Burnham explaining what she's been doing for the whole fucking year. She's pretty much been this goody two-shoes, trying to help as much as she can, but fighting when she has to. And Brooks has been helping her getting along in the galaxy as well. She gets a signal from her communicator that fucking Discovery is back. She goes back and saves Discovery, which you saw in the last episode. And then she beams onto the ship, and she's happy to see everybody, and everybody's so glad to see her. But this is what I'm going to say what's wrong with this scene is all these people have only just seen her. Okay, I know some people are going to say, well, they're happy she's alive, but bullshit. They were hugging her like they haven't seen her in fucking years. That should be fucking Burnham doing that. I get Tilly hugging her, but the whole crew being like that, no, it's stupid, okay? It's fucking stupid. It's not earned. And it's fucking annoying writing. We then go on the bridge with Saru. No, we had a walk scene with Saru and Burnham, them talking about the situation. Burnham trying to say the guy she's with is a nice person. Brooks is here to help us, and also I kind of promised Brooks that we'd give him some dilithium because he did help me out for a year. We then go on the bridge where Saru and Burnham then have to talk about who's going to be captain of the ship. Now, this seems very simple to me. Burnham has been there for a year. Burnham knows the situation. Well, she knows more of the situation of this galaxy than Saru. She's also been fucking eyeing that chair for fucking ages. Why not just give her the fucking chair? Because in this entire episode, she doesn't listen. She does not listen to Saru. Not even nobody in the fucking crew listens to Saru. Nobody. So why would you make him the captain? Because we all know Burnham is not going to listen to him. And we had this whole fucking scene where fucking Burnham had to say, I don't want to be captain. That's the only fucking reason Saru got command of Discovery. And that is such a bullshit reason. Because it would make military sense for Burnham to be in charge. And also, the crew listened to her more than Saru. Saru should be fucking second in command. And bloody hell. But all this scene was just to see Saru get into the captain's chair and for Burnham to say, I don't want to be captain, you can have it. Which is just a fucking slap in the face. If I was Saru, I'd feel more insulted than anybody else. Bloody hell. This fucking show, man. Fucking hell. So, Brooks then beams aboard. He meets Georgiou, who pretty much says, you fucking Burnham. He says no, he's not interested in that way. And then that's it. And then he's pretty much they're trying to have this fucking, conversation where he's trying to be all sleek and shit, and she's trying to be all like, I'm a fucking smart ass bitch. And it wasn't really that interesting. That was their scene. We then go to the plan, the plan is to go back to Earth to meet up with Starfleet, because Burnham got a message from an admiral who says, anybody left in Starfleet, come to Earth. That's where we're going to make our stand there. So Saru says, let's head to Earth, because makes sense. So they jump to Earth, which, by the way, one thing I'm going to mention about this whole stupid drive thing is it's just a massive copy of Battlestar Galactica's FTL drive. Complete bullshit. It is not original, it's just copied. Okay? What the fuck? And by the way, you're telling me they had this technology back in the past and they don't have this technology now, because everybody seems to see this system and is amazed by it, and it's stupid. It is fucking ridiculous. So nobody else knew about the Spore Drive, even though in season 1 of Discovery there were 2 ships that could use that Spore Drive system. So people in Starfleet knew about this technology, and nobody thought to use that as a replacement for the fucking burn. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Nobody. That's what I'm trying to say, is this stupid burn thing doesn't make sense. You have there are too many other ways to fucking go to warp. Or to fucking get anywhere in this galaxy. It is the dumbest thing I think this show could have done. Oh no, I forgot about the fucking trill. But we'll get to that bitch. So they approach Earth. They try to scan Federation ships. There's none. They try to hail Earth. They get a reply back. But it turns out Earth is now protected by something called the Earth Defense Force. And the Earth Defense Force doesn't recognize the Federation's ship. They try to make the excuse of their ship being like 600 or 800 years old as, well, we are the fucking children of the crew of for all those years. And then the fucking human defense captain pretty much says, how is your ship still running though? And by the way, kind of a valid point, your ship is 800 years old. No fucking way would your ship be around for that long. It would be ridiculous to keep that ship. Oh my god. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's obsolete. All of its equipment is too old. God. So the Earth Defense Force pretty much says to Saru, they're not part of the Federation anymore. The birthplace of the Federation left the Federation. Because that makes sense. The burn happened and Earth just looked in. Didn't bother helping anybody because the fucking enemy, they turned their back on them as well. And you're going to fucking find out. Oh, it's so fucking ridiculous. So Earth's pretty much given up on the Federation and has turned, and it's just pretty much just looks after for itself. Because that's Earth now. Not the forward-thinking race it used to be. No, the burn happened and they all went backwards. So the Earth personnel beam on the ship. Saru's pretty much unhappy with this, but the captain says, well, we kind of have to worry about raiders because of because he attacks all their ships. And they want to make sure that this is not some sort of trap. Saru tries to explain to them, we're not fucking enemies, we're fucking Federation, we're here because most of the crew is fucking human, and this is their home, and they still don't trust them. They then beam all over the ship, arresting all the crew, and then start to inspect the ship. At this same point, Brooks is, well, Burnham's telling Brooks to wear a Starfleet uniform because they need to make sure that everybody looks good because they don't want to make the Earth Defense Force worried that they are hiding spies and maybe trying to sneak onto Earth to attack them. And Brooks seems really, really, really annoyed that he has to wear a uniform. Not sure that's trying to be funny, but you know, it was a boring ass scene. It wasn't that funny. But I will say this, Burnham is definitely hot. You have to be a blind man to see that, not to see that, but yeah, she's definitely hot. I thought we were going to get a little last scene, but nah, just took off a t-shirt. God damn it. Anyway, Brooks and Burnham head off to the bridge. We then go back to the engine room with the spore drive, and this 16-year-old girl is walking around smart as fuck, you know, pretty much saying, I know what this is, I know what this is. You know, looking around, asking questions. Tilly trying to pretend that she's funny. She really's fucking not. They start to get suspicious of her because she's asking so many questions and she seems to know a lot. But the other person with this 16-year-old says, stop asking them questions. You're not supposed to be talking to them. We're just here to inspect. And so she stops asking questions. We then go back up to the bridge where the captain is still talking to Saru, and then the enemy ships, the enemy raiders, who are led by Wen, are there to seize Atilium off of... Oh, no, I forgot one scene. Burnham tries to convince Saru that they need to keep all their Tilium on Brooks' ship because he has a cloaking device. Why not just ask Brooks for the cloaking device? Wouldn't it make sense to cloak at the entire ship? Why not offer Brooks it, like, just say to Brooks, listen, we'll give you a shitload of deuterium for your cloaking device. We give you enough deuterium and you'll be set for life. A cloaking device would be very fucking useful to the Discovery, wouldn't it? Not deuterium, dilithium. Why not offer him that? But no, fucking Burnham's idea is, listen, let's just put all of our dilithium on Brooks' ship because he has a cloaking device and we can just trust him. Now, so I'll give Saru this. He kind of makes the point of, like, I don't fucking know, Brooks. Why am I going to trust this guy with all of our dilithium? It makes fucking sense, Burnham. He doesn't know him and dilithium is kind of fucking valuable. To put all of it on one ship makes no sense. Why not just put half of it? I know they're trying to hide the fucking shit, but then it just brings up my point earlier, which was, why not offer him dilithium for the fucking cloak? Jesus Christ. Anyway, the raiders come in, pretty much demand the dilithium because they want it, and Saru is trying to negotiate with these people who are wearing very weird masks and look very similar to a particular race. Because obviously these people are human fucking beings pretending to be fucking alien. I don't know why they're why they got their mask on, but they're human beings. But we don't find out yet. But I just want you to remember, these idiots are human beings, and the Earth Defense Force is fighting them. The Earth Defense Force pretty much says we need to destroy them because they're our enemies and they've been raiding us. And Saru's like, I'm not going to attack first, that's not Starfleet. Listen, Saru, dude. Your ship is 800 years old. Your weapons would be useless. They have ships. Their ships are probably more powerful than yours. They have probably more powerful shields than you, more powerful weapons than you. And somebody's going to say, well, these ships have been battered and bruised. And like, listen, the Discovery would be like the fucking galleons in the fucking times of the British Empire. Okay? That technology compared to today's technology. Would a fucking galleon do well against a fucking aircraft carrier or a fucking destroyer from the 21st century? It wouldn't do shit. Your weapons, your shields are fucking useless now. And you don't answer that question? We've also seen this in fucking Star Trek with the Reliant, when on the Star Trek Enterprise series, when they went to the Mirror Universe and fucking Archer had to try and steal the Reliant from the Forians. And it was shown a ship from the future could destroy the fuck out of old ships because their weapons would be useless against it because its shields would be more powerful. Saru, your ship is fucking useless in this time period. Why has Burnham not fucking given you weapons? I mean, for God's sake, Brooks' ship is more powerful than your ship. You should be literally begging him for his weapons and his equipment because it would be 10 times better than yours. Your ship is outdated. It's obso-fucking-leaked. You wouldn't stand a chance. So Saru tries to negotiate with these raiders. The Earth people just want to start a fight, and they don't want to talk to these people. They just want to kill them. But Saru has to remind them again, we're Starfleet, we don't fight first. We have to communicate with these people. But they keep demanding for the dilithium. And then Brooks and Burnham get onto his ship and fly out of Discovery with all the dilithium. And the Earth Alliance, the Earth Defense Force tells fucking Saru, you need to blow up Burnham because they're not going to let these people have the dilithium because it's a threat to Earth. But Saru will not kill Burnham because he likes her and he trusts her, and I'll give him that. Yes, you do trust her, and yes, it was smart not to kill her. But still, she disobeyed you, which we all knew she was going to do, because she doesn't respect you, Saru. Why didn't she tell you the plan? It just, oh my god. But Saru trusts her. The Earth Defense Force pretty much says, if you don't kill her, we will. They then fire a shot, and Saru then says to the navigator, the PTS girl, get in the way of the torpedoes because we can't let them destroy Burnham. And PTS girl has a moment where she's scared shitless and says, we can't do that, we've just recovered. And she makes actual good points, but again, to PTS girl, your fucking dilithium's on that ship. If you don't stop them from blowing her up, you're pretty much fucked. So PTSD girl, you need to fucking sort that shit out. Because at first she refuses the order. The woman next to her trying to tell her, like, would you actually do as you're told? And then she does. They take a hit. Turns out Discovery... Oh no, the girl next to her tries to, console her by saying, don't worry, our shields are at full fucking power. Again, love, your shields are 800 years out of fucking date. Because in the next fucking moment, the torpedoes hit and the shields are completely fucking dead. Because your ship is old. So the Earth Defense Force then is going to fire again. At this same moment, Burnham and Brooks are trying to make a deal with the scavengers, or the raiders, and the raiders are pretty much convinced that they're telling the truth. They start going through all this crap they did before, like different moves they could do, different attacks they could do. It really wasn't that interesting. Burnham then is somehow able to capture the leader of the raiders. She brings him back onto... Oh yeah, I've completely forgot, haven't I? Georgiou's on the bridge. She keeps fucking saying a movable object and a fucking unstoppable force shit. Which was annoying. Oh, and she's trying to fucking tell Saru to fire on the Earth Defense Force. Because that makes sense. Let's just fucking... We're dealing with these people, but why don't we just piss off these people as well? Why don't we just fire everybody? Georgiou, you fucking moron, who's apparently wearing a fucking Admiral uniform for some reason, which is never really brought up. Like, she thinks it's smart to wear a Admiral's uniform, and yet she's taking orders from a captain. Nobody brings that up. Funny. It's almost like they put that scene in there just to have Georgiou in a fucking Admiral's uniform. Makes no... It's stupid. Anyway. We then... Oh, I forgot about Stamets' stupid scene. They figure out the 16-year-old girl is still on the ship. And and the 16-year-old girl has somehow sabotaged her entire crew so they can't just beam back to Earth and get off Discovery. So she's pretty much stopped them from being able to beam off the ship. And that's why they're trying to get Saru to shoot down Burnham, because they can't get back onto Earth to their defences. Anyway, so Burnham gets the prisoner to Saru and the defence woman. They try to make them negotiate with each other. They both just complaining and saying, no, you're the one who's bad, I'm the good guy. So it doesn't really go that well at first. And then Burnham takes the helmet off. It's a human fucking being. And the Earth Defense Force captain is shocked and is confused. And it turns out they're from Titan, and that they have been attacked and they need help, and they came back to Earth for help, and Earth just fired upon them and killed a few of their ships. And nobody fucking thought about contacting Earth, showing them you're fucking human, like telling them we're human fucking beings, we're human fucking beings. This is the most stupidest. No, it's not the stupidest thing on this episode. We're still going to get to the fucking. Oh, we're still getting to the fucking trill. We're still getting to the trill. We'll get to that. But this whole thing could have been sorted out if they had told the Earth Defense Force that they're human fucking beings. Are you fucking retarded, writers? You could have just had them being an alien race. No, these are humans who are fucking desperate, and none of them thought about begging the Defense Force for help. You're telling me you're desperate and nobody thought about taking off the mask and talking to your fellow humans. This is just stupid. So there was no need for any of this. All you needed to fucking do was talk to each other. For fuck's sake. That makes no fucking sense. Why nobody talk to anybody in this? So the negotiations pretty much stop. Earth agrees to help these humans, and they agree to work together. And the whole moral of this whole thing is you need to stop looking inward and you need to help your fellow man. And now let's get on to the fucking massive problem of this fucking episode. So the 16-year-old girl who's been hiding on Discovery and trying to find out all the information she can about Discovery, turns out she is a joined Trill, which is what I was thinking at the time, because she's got a symbiont inside her. Now, if you don't know, Trills are a race of people who can join with symbionts, and with a symbiont comes all this knowledge of all these past lives. So when they say this Trill, and this is what I was thinking at the time, has problems with, because it turns out she is the admiral who sent out the Federation message about all the Federation need to return to Earth, and so they can make a stand there. And he died, and it turns out he's a Trill, and he has this symbiote inside him, and apparently they were able to join this fucking symbiont to a fucking human. Fuck no. You cannot fucking do that. There is no fucking... It's supposed to be only Trills can do that. And this is all because they need this 16-year-old human to have problems with accessing the memories of the symbiont. It is fucking stupid. We have seen in Star Trek symbionts have to be joined to a fucking Trill. You have no fucking respect for this fucking show's lore, do you? You fucking shit writers. Why couldn't she have just been like Ezri in Deep Space Nine, having problems with the joining process? Why could she not just been a fucking Trill? I'll tell you fucking why. Because they needed Earth to just be a human planet. Even though there's been aliens on that fucking planet for hundreds of years. Aliens that would consider Earth their home as well. You fucking serious? This makes no sense and spits on fucking Star Trek lore. A Trill, a symbiote, needs to be joined to a fucking Trill. To have it joined to a fucking human makes no fucking sense. It is fucking stupid. King thing was stupid. And it's all just because they need to have the fucking girl not being able to access the memories. And it's stupid. It spits on Star Trek lore. And it's just absolute nonsense. And that's the end of the episode. This episode is just garbage. Absolute fucking garbage. And I mean, again, they've not explained the burn, and now Trill and now Symbiote's going to be joined to anything. It's fucking garbage. Fuck me. Anyway, that's the end of the review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And I'm sorry for the interruption. There's the person I'm living with right now. Got kind of annoyed. And if you like my videos, please think about subscribing to my channel. Hail the Phantom Menace, long live CG, and fuck the SJWs. Bye.